You said a moment ago you will soon have information on where this virus originated. The Director of National Intelligence today put out a statement saying that they believe it was naturally occurring, it was not man-made. But
who is that? Who is that that said that?
the Office of the Director of National
But
Intelligence.
who in particular? Who was the man that made that statement?
It was a statement that the ODNI...
Oh, he would know that, National Intelligence. So we'll see.
That would be your Director of National Intelligence.
No, I think it's, I mean, you'd have to tell me who specifically, who made the statement.
The statement was just put out under the Office of the ODNI.
We'll see. I mean, I have to see the statement, I just haven't seen it.
But the question I had was, have you seen anything at this point?
Because we're looking at that, John, separately from,
But
we're looking at exactly where it came from, who it came from, how it happened, separately and also scientifically. So we're going to be able to find out.
And my question is, have you seen anything at this point that gives you a high degree of confidence that the Wuhan Institute of Virology was the origin of this virus?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Are you suggesting that maybe you have some evidence that this was not a naturally occurring virus?
We're going to see what it is. You're talking about the virus and where it came from?
Yeah.
No, we're going to see where it is. We're going to see where it comes from. And, you know, look, you know every theory. You had the theory from the lab, you had the theory from many different, the bats, you know, the type of bat, and the bat is 40 miles away, so it couldn't have been here, or it couldn't have been there. And, there's a lot of theories, but yeah, we have people looking at it very, very strongly.
And what gives
Scientific people, intelligence people, and others.
And what gives
and we're going to put it all together, and I think we're going to have a very good answer eventually.
And what gives you
and China might even tell us. China may tell us.
And what gives you a high degree of confidence that this originated from the Wuhan Institute of Virology?
I can't tell you that. I'm not allowed to tell you that.
Mr. President, you had said on Sunday that there would be a very strong report coming out soon about the connection between the lab and the virus. Is that still coming? When should we expect that?
It's coming. I don't know that I'm going to give it to you. We're going to learn. Look, it came out of China. Okay? Whether people like to say it or not, everybody knows that. I guess it pretty much, I think that's pretty much known. They tried to blame Europe. They were saying it came out of Europe. It came out of China. Went to Europe, went here, went to 184 countries, probably more than that now. That was a week ago, 184 countries. Can you believe it? And it could have been stopped at the point. It could have been stopped right at the source, and it would have been easy to do, but something happened. Something happened. Either they made a terrible mistake, probably it was incompetent, somebody was stupid, and they didn't do the job that they should have done. It's too bad.
About where the COVID-19 virus originated from, former U.S. President Donald Trump has claimed that he was right about the virus coming from a Wuhan lab. He says, and I quote, "Now everyone, even the so-called enemy, is beginning to say that President Trump was right about the China virus coming from the Wuhan lab." That is what the former U.S. president says. He also called for imposing fine worth $10 trillion on China that should be paid to the U.S. and the world. This to compensate for the death and destruction caused by the virus. While speaking about the origins of COVID-19, the former president also targeted the U.S.'s top infectious diseases expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci. The former U.S. president said that the correspondence between Dr. Fauci and China speaks too loudly for anyone to ignore. This comes after Fauci's private emails were revealed to the press recently, sparking a debate over the COVID lab theory. We want to remind our viewers that there is still no evidence about the origins of the virus. Along with the United States, many countries are now reviewing the matter and calling for a deeper probe. Currently, there are two theories. The prevalent theory is that the virus had jumped from bats to some other species before making the leap to humans. Some of the earliest cases that appeared in late 2019 were traced back to a wet market in Wuhan. The Wuhan wholesale market is a complex of markets selling seafood, meat, fruit and vegetables. In the same market, a handful of vendors sold live wild animals, which is now being seen as a possible source of the coronavirus. And now coming to the second theory about the origins of the virus. This is the one that is being propagated by Donald Trump, the lab leak theory, and Wuhan is home to China's foremost coronavirus research lab, which houses one of the world's largest collections of bat samples and bat virus strains. A leading coronavirus researcher Shi Zhengli was among the first to identify the horseshoe bats as the natural reservoirs for the SARS coronavirus. After the SARS outbreak in 2002, bats became a major subject of study for virologists around the world. And recently, virologists in China have performed high-profile experiments that made pathogens more infectious, which has in turn generated a huge controversy about the source of COVID-19. China has completely denied that the Wuhan lab is linked with the COVID-19 virus. It claims that the staffers and students working in the lab had not been exposed to the virus before December 30th in 2019, which is when the first case of COVID-19 was recorded in Wuhan.